Embrace change with a brave heart and a wise mind. Life is an endless series of lessons, each offering the opportunity to grow and evolve. Do not fear failure. Do not shy away from being disliked. And do not cling to what no longer serves you. Remember, work in silence and let your success make the noise. Accept dislike as part of your journey towards achievement. Learn to control your reactions to your emotions. See people for who they truly are, without the filter of your desires for them. Always be ready to embrace new beginnings. If you find these lessons valuable, don't forget to share them with your loved ones. Let these seeds of wisdom spread and help us grow together. Are you ready to change how you view life? Join us on Inner Stillness as we continue to explore profound insights and empower our lives through understanding and action. Mountain, imagine you're climbing a towering mountain. With every step, your body feels heavier, not because the path is too steep, but because of the backpack on your shoulders that keeps weighing you down. What's inside? Small blue diamond rocks of pressure, expectations you never chose, yet somehow feel obligated to carry. Small blue diamond bottles of anxiety, thoughts that spin endlessly in your mind, draining your energy before you even reach the top. Small blue diamond and heavy books filled with what others think of you, judgments, opinions, societal standards that dictate who you should be. You keep pushing forward, but your legs grow weaker, until at some point, you stop and ask yourself, why am I carrying all of this? Do you really need it? Or is it the very thing holding you back, keeping you from ever touching the sky? Light bulb today. On Inner Stillness, we'll uncover the 7 things you must let go of right now if you want to feel lighter, freer, and stronger than ever before. And if you're willing to release them, you'll realize that peace isn't waiting at the mountaintop, it's already within you. So, are you ready? Overworking. When hard work becomes self-destruction. In today's world, we live in a culture that worships busyness. You constantly hear phrases like, if you don't work hard, you won't succeed. If you want to be better than others, you have to work twice as hard. But have you ever stopped to ask yourself, is working hard really the key? Or is working smart more important? 1. Lessons from great minds. Did they really work nonstop? Thomas Edison once said, opportunity is missed by most people because it is dressed in overalls and looks like work. But let's be clear, even Edison didn't work 24/7. He understood that rest is part of creativity. The greatest inventions didn't come from exhaustion. They came from moments of reflection. Steve Jobs, the man who changed the world with the iPhone, used to spend hours walking and thinking. Bill Gates had a habit of taking a think week, where he would step away from work just to read, learn, and find new ideas. If the greatest minds in history needed rest, why are you forcing yourself to keep running without a break? 2. A real-life story. When hard work turns into a tragedy. I once knew a man who worked 14 hours a day, 7 days a week. He believed he was doing the best for his family, sacrificing everything to give them a better future. One day, his son drew a picture of their family. He looked at it, and he wasn't in it. That moment shook him to the core. He realized that success means nothing if you lose the things that truly matter. Fire the lesson. What does true success look like? Heavy checkmark success isn't just about reaching your goals. It's about enjoying the journey. Heavy checkmark rest is not a luxury. It's a necessity. Heavy checkmark working smart is far more important than working endlessly. If you keep running nonstop, at some point, you'll burn out before you ever reach the finish line. Remember, you are not a machine. Learn to rest before your mind and body force you to stop. Overthinking. When your mind becomes a prison. We've all been there, lying in bed late at night, drowning in endless thoughts. Backhand index pointing right. What if I make the wrong decision? Backhand index pointing right. What if things don't go as planned? Backhand index pointing right. What if people judge me? And before you know it, you're trapped inside your own mind. You're no longer controlling your thoughts, they are controlling you. 1. Overthinking, the biggest enemy of action. There's a powerful saying, overthinking is the fastest way to kill a dream. The more you think, the more you doubt. The more you doubt, the more you fear. And the more you fear, the less you act. And when you don't take action, You miss every opportunity to succeed. 2. A real-life story when thinking too much blocks success. There was a track athlete. During practice, he was incredibly fast, but on race day, his mind got in the way. Small blue diamond, what if I trip? Small blue diamond, what if I don't win? Fear paralyzed him, and as a result, he never reached his full potential. One day, his coach told him, "Stop thinking about winning. Stop thinking about losing. Just focus on each step." From that day on, he stopped overthinking and just ran, and he started winning. Fire the lesson: how to escape the prison of overthinking. Heavy checkmark: action creates clarity. Thinking does not. Heavy checkmark: you can't control everything, but you can control yourself. Heavy checkmark: the more you think, the more you delay, the more you act, the more you progress. Remember, no one ever succeeded by just thinking. The ones who win are the ones who take action. So, will you stay trapped in your thoughts? Or will you take the first step today? People pleasing: when kindness becomes a chain. Since childhood, we were taught, backhand index pointing right to be loved. You must please others. Backhand index pointing right to be accepted. Don't disappoint anyone. And so, we start living for others instead of ourselves. We say yes when we should say no. We put other people's happiness above our own. But have you ever asked yourself, are you living your own life? Or just the version others expect you to be? 1. A real-life story when kindness becomes a prison. There was a woman who always said yes to every request. Heavy checkmark: a co-worker needed help. She agreed. Heavy checkmark: her family asked her to do more. She never refused. Heavy checkmark: a friend needed someone to listen. She was always there. Over time, she felt exhausted, lost, and completely drained. One day, she attended a seminar. The speaker asked, "Did you know? Every time you say yes to others, you might be saying no to yourself." That moment hit her like a shockwave. For years, she had abandoned her dreams just to avoid disappointing others. 2. The balance between kindness and boundaries. Lightbulb: being kind doesn't mean always saying yes. Lightbulb: setting boundaries isn't selfish, it's self-respect. Lightbulb: you can't please everyone, but you can choose to please yourself. Remember, heavy checkmark: if you always make others happy, who will make you happy? Heavy checkmark: if you never prioritize yourself, who will? Heavy checkmark: if you're afraid of disappointing others, are you already disappointing yourself? Be brave enough to set boundaries. Choose yourself. Procrastination: the most dangerous thief of time. How many times have you said, backhand index pointing right, I'll start tomorrow? Backhand index pointing right, I'll do it when I have more time. Backhand index pointing right, I'm waiting for inspiration to strike. But then tomorrow turns into next week, then next month, and nothing ever changes. The truth is, procrastination isn't about laziness. It's about fear. You fear failure. You fear not being good enough. You fear that if you start and it's not perfect, then maybe it's better not to start at all. But here's the reality. Procrastination is the most ruthless thief of time. It steals your future one moment at a time. 1. A real-life story. Inspiration doesn't come to you. You create it. There was a talented artist. He always said, "I'll paint when I feel inspired." But day after day, inspiration never came. His ideas remained in his mind, never on the canvas. One day, his friend told him, "Inspiration doesn't just appear. It comes when you start." So, he made a decision. He would paint every single day, no matter how he felt. Gradually, his strokes became smoother, his creativity flourished, and eventually, he became one of the most successful artists of his time. Not because he waited for inspiration, but because he created it through action. 2. The secret to beating procrastination: don't wait. Start now. Lightbulb: there is no perfect time. There is only now. Lightbulb: small actions every day lead to big success. Lightbulb: you don't need inspiration to start. But when you start, inspiration will come. Heavy checkmark: want to write a book? Write 1 page today. Heavy checkmark: want to get fit? Start with just 5 minutes. Heavy checkmark: want to learn a new skill? Begin right now, don't wait. Backhand index pointing right, you can't control tomorrow, but you can control this moment. Remember, no one succeeds by waiting. Only those who take action create results. Will you keep procrastinating? Or will you start right now? Comparing yourself to others. When someone else's spotlight dims your light. Social media is filled with picture-perfect moments. Camera with flash, luxury vacations. House with garden, beautiful homes. Briefcase, flawless success stories. And when you see them, you feel small, like you're falling behind. You ask yourself, why isn't my life as amazing as theirs? But here's the truth. What you see is only part of the story. 1. The dark side of comparison. You're looking at the wrong angle. There was a young man who always felt inferior. He looked at successful people around him and thought, small blue diamond, why are they better than me? Small blue diamond, no matter how hard I try, I'll never measure up. One day, a mentor told him, when you compare yourself to others, you're only comparing their stage performance to your backstage reality. At that moment, he realized the truth. What he saw was just the highlights, the best, most polished moments that people chose to show. But behind the scenes, everyone is fighting their own unseen battles. 2. How to stop comparing and focus on yourself. Light bulb, you don't need to be better than anyone else, just better than who you were yesterday. Light bulb, social media is a curated illusion. Don't let it deceive you. Light bulb, everyone has their own journey. Focus on walking yours. Heavy checkmark, instead of comparing yourself to others, compare yourself to who you were yesterday. Heavy checkmark, instead of feeling envious, learn from others and strive to improve every day. Heavy checkmark, instead of fixating on someone else's success, focus on building your own. Remember, the only race that truly matters is the race against yourself. Will you keep living under someone else's spotlight? Or will you shine in your own way? Self-criticism. When you become your own worst enemy. Have you ever heard that voice in your head whispering, backhand index pointing right, I'm not good enough? Backhand index pointing right, I'm going to fail. Backhand index pointing right, others are so much better than me. We often treat ourselves more harshly than anyone else does. These negative words don't come from others, they come from us. But if you don't believe in yourself, why should anyone else? 1. A real-life story, how a young woman overcame her fear. There was a young woman who was terrified of public speaking. Every time she stood in front of people, her heart raced, her hands shook, and she thought, small blue diamond, I'm not good enough. Small blue diamond, they're going to laugh at me. Small blue diamond, I'm going to mess this up. But one day, she read a quote, if you don't believe in yourself, why should anyone else? That moment changed her. She decided to start small. Heavy checkmark every day. She stood in front of a mirror and said, I can do this. Heavy checkmark whenever she had the chance. She forced herself to speak, even if just a few words. Heavy checkmark, she stopped criticizing herself and focused on what she did right. And little by little, she became a powerful speaker, not because she was born confident, but because she changed the way she treated herself. 2. Don't let negative thoughts control you. Learn to love yourself. Light bulb, you are not your enemy. Become your own ally. Light bulb, treat yourself the way you would treat someone you love. Light bulb, confidence doesn't come from being fearless, but from taking action despite fear. Heavy checkmark, you will make mistakes, but that doesn't mean you're a failure. Heavy checkmark, you will have doubts, but that doesn't mean you're worthless. Heavy checkmark, you may not be perfect, but you can always be better than yesterday. Backhand index pointing right, try this simple exercise every day. Say at least one positive thing about yourself. You can. You are worthy. You are enough. Will you keep tearing yourself down? Or will you start believing in yourself today? Life is too short to waste on exhaustion, worry, and self-doubt. Imagine this. Mantelpiece clock, if today were your last day, would you want to spend it worrying, comparing, or procrastinating? Or would you rather live freely, lightly, and fully? Light bulb, choose a lighter life. Light bulb, let go of unnecessary burdens. Light bulb, because when you let go, you're not losing anything, you're reclaiming yourself. Are you ready to start? White heavy checkmark, pick one thing from this list and change it today. White heavy checkmark, stop waiting. Action is the key. Backhand index pointing right, which of these 7 things have you struggled with? Drop a comment below and share your thoughts. Bell, this is inner stillness, helping you find peace from within. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and follow us for more content that helps you grow every day.